Welcome back to the Hidden Wallet. I want to say this is a weekly thing, but Obi has been slipping lately. In today's video, you get to hear him ramble about football.fun, which is crazy. We all know it's called soccer. The ball isn't a foot long. These Europoors love to confuse people. Anyway, enjoy.
What's up, people? Back with another video. Just a spontaneous one. Today we'll be talking about pro.football.fun. So football.fun. You can find it on X. It kind of blew up 2 weeks ago. And what is it? It's basically a platform for bidding on players. You can buy stocks and shares in players. They go up in value, they go down in value, and it didn't go viral, but like on crypto Twitter, it kind of went viral because of the gains that people were making on player stocks. So what I wanted to do is just quickly go over how it works, why you should be interested in it, or perhaps maybe something you would be interested in, you'd want to check out. So here it is. This is my club. I called it One Club. I tried to call it Obi-Wan Coin Obi Club, but they were just like, what are you doing? So I had to reset. So as you can see, I'm gold now. Yesterday I was bronze. And how does it work? You have to sign up your wallet. Also sign up your sign up your wallet and socials, and then eventually you'll be able to start purchasing players. I will say that when I initially signed up for it, it was having this function where it was saying you've exceeded your zero limit of spend. There is a solution to that. I'm not going to give that solution away. It might require you getting on a flight. That's all I'm going to say. So which is what I did, and it allowed me access, and I could begin actually using the protocol. The interesting thing is that instead of it having its own token, it's got its own sort of stable coin called gold, which is kind of a worry. Because like I've had experiences before where you've got a stable coin organically placed on a product, and if that stable coin loses its peg, then it's a disaster for all users, the function of the actual product and whatnot. So like, be cautious. So gold is pegged 1-to-1 to US dollar. It requires you to transfer USDC to the actual protocol. So it has its own address. So you can see here, I'll just click here. So it says, heads up, if you send USDC on anything but base, it will result in loss of funds and nobody will be able to fix it. So this is a base app. And in order for you to use this app, you would need to send USDC to this app, and then it will give you gold, and then you can use that gold to purchase players. So if you go to so I've purchased a few players. I purchased Etakite Isak. So basically I've got my strike force. So this is my strike force at the moment. It looks pretty strong. Price wise, maybe it's overpriced. I don't know. But I just thought these three players here, they're going to perform. Isak's a bit of a controversial one. I don't know if any of you are familiar with football, and I do call it football, not soccer. It's football. But yeah, he's had some transfer dilemmas and drama because he wants to go to Liverpool, and Liverpool basically bid the money, and Newcastle were like, no, he's staying. So I believe in the next few days, he's probably going to settle for the fact that he's staying there, and he's going to outperform. I do believe that. I purchased Etakite yesterday, under the understanding that they're playing against Newcastle, and he's gonna cook. I bought 624 shares. So you just go to here, buy. You've got a set amount of gold, and you can basically purchase some shares for that player at the given price. It's also got pretty cool performance metrics here. So it's got like the performance, I don't know what these actually mean, but there's a ranking here, and you also earn a TP, which stands for something. I'm gonna go through the docs in a second, but I just wanted to take you over the actual user interface. It's got a price over time, and it's also got performance, shots taken, appearance, assists, blah 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 blah. So I'm guessing that each of these will actually give you points for this thing here, the tournament history. What else is there? So if we go here, we can go to transfers, and you can see which players are performing the best. So one player's gone up 261%. So the gains can be massive potentially on each individual player. Isak's actually going up, which is nice to see. And I think it's every day they sort of release new players onto the actual application. So you go through the list, and not every player in the Premiership or any other league is here, but over time they will. And they've also got something called packs. So I want to show you that. Let's see if I can go. So if I click here, so this is the actual interface that you'll see. basically over the course of the time. So you can see here you have at least 10 gold worth of shares in a player that scores 1 goal in a tournament. So I actually had that because Ekatike scored yesterday in the second half after 20 seconds, which is very cool. So you just claim that and let's see where it goes. So it's claimed, simple. See, there's no need to sign transactions or anything like that. So you can open packs. So you can buy packs, can you? No. So packs will be available soon. Now the interesting thing is like when I was trying to set this up before, I sort of like downloaded the mobile app. That's what I'll call it. Let me see if I can go back now. I'm trying to load this. Okay, it's not letting me go back. Why is that? Come on. Alright, let's refresh. I'm just going to refresh it. It's going to take a second. Yeah, it's a new application, so yeah, there might be a few pauses here and there. And like I said, you know, I might not be in the in my normal jurisdiction, so like maybe the internet where I am at the moment is pretty slow. So yeah, we're back in. Okay, so then yeah, you've also got your profile that you can set up, as I said before, and then it's got like objectives. So if you go to objectives, it's like these different tasks that you can complete, as I showed before, that earn you these points, which affects your level, and it will, you know, whether you're bronze, gold, or whatever. You also get a skill rating. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Like I said, I could go through the docs. You could join the Discord server and you earn more points. So there's like a few tasks that you could do before you even purchase a player that will give you basically bonus points and stuff like that. So yeah, if we go here, enable notifications. So if I go to the view guide, so this will just basically explain how everything works. So if you can actually download the Pro or the Fun app. So the Fun app is like there's no money involved, there's no gold involved. Well, there is gold, but it's fake gold. If that makes sense. And it's also got a mobile browser. So what I was saying before is that I clicked on this mobile browser from my desktop. It brought up another tab, and in there I could actually purchase the packs that I was just showing you before. So that was quite interesting. It's also got invite codes. I will link those. No one ever uses any codes that I link, but I will put some down there because obviously I want to earn as much reputation points as possible. It would be nice for me to actually, yeah, earn something. So yeah. So let's see. This version is open and free to everyone, so that's free versus play. So the Pro version is played with real money compared to FTP, free to play. To get started, you will need to fund your game with a wallet of USDC, which I just showed you. And how it works. Collect and trade players to share, build your squad, automatically enter tournaments with active shares, with the goal of owning shares in players you think will perform the best in upcoming tournaments. Why tournaments? I'm referring to probably the Premier League. I'm not sure, like, you know, when the Champions League starts in a few months, which Tottenham is in, congrats. They need to sign some players. I'm not sure if the Champions League will count as well. So my theory is that if you're going to buy some strikers or any players in the midfield, the goalkeeper or whatever, you're probably going to want the players that are going to be involved in the Champions League because that's going to be additional points, additional bonus points. Win tournament points plus number 3. Win tournament points plus skill points as rewards for the tournaments. Open player packs with tournament points. So that's what this is. So the tournament points, which is the TP. Which I showed you before. I wasn't sure it was, but tournament points basically allow you to open packs. So that's quite interesting. Let's see if I can get back there. Squad. So this is my squad. Do I get TP? So here. So yeah. So you get there's 40,000 TP available for this individual player. So I believe the longer you hold the player, the more TP you get. Bonus points. So yeah. Where was I? Open player points with tournament points. Players go to your development squad. Spend skill points to promote development squad players to activate squad. Wow, that's a mouthful. Spend skill points to promote development squad players to active squad, or cut them to discard them for development squad and receive a small amount of tournament points. Okay, have fun and flex. Go back to 1. The currencies. Gold is what is used to buy shares of players. You earn gold by selling your shares. Okay, so yeah, so basically if Ekatike actually went up in price yesterday, for instance, for scoring goals, which he didn't, I find it strange that the player's performance on individual games isn't attached to their overall value. But obviously this is a new protocol, and over the course of time, once it gets some traction and there are more buyers out there, they'll know that yeah, Ekatike is a player that I want because he scored in all 3 games this season so far. So they'll buy. The marketplace fees base rate are 5% per trade. So you actually pay 5% on top of the original price. So you're at a loss automatically, basically, once you buy a player. However, there is variable fee structures in place for 2 scenarios. When trying to sell a large amount of supply compared to active supply, there is an anti-dump mechanic which triggers a higher tax. if trying to sell big supply in one transaction. So for instance, with this, I keep going back to it. I've got 624 shares. So if I go to sell and I put max, it shows here that there's a 10% fee. So it's saying that the 10% fee, this dynamic. So yeah, there's like surge pricing, which is interesting. It can be up to 25%. So say for instance, like the player really surges in price, and you would have just dumped that share of your player. If you're willing to take the hit on 25%, then by all means. I originally paid 150 gold for this player, so as you can see, I'm down like 22, 32. I can't do the maths now, so that's 48. Yeah, 32 gold on this player. So yeah, at the moment, I'm looking to hold. I'll go through the contracts and everything as well. When there's a surge in trading activity or abnormal activity on a player, the variable fee can kick in to help manage player blah. Trading slippage. On our marketplace, there's often a lot of trading activity happening at once. Slippage is when the price changes between the moment you press to start a trade and when the trade actually goes through. You can adjust the slippage as you like, but if the price goes out of that range before your trade completes, it will revert to the trade. Okay, so if the price drops too much and you're trying to sell the play, it will just say, no, we can't do that right now, come back again, bro. Tournament points is what is used to open up player packs. Tournament points, TP is earned based on your performance in the tournament with your squad picks. Head to the tournament prizes page to learn more. Skill points. Skill points is used to promote players that are in your development squad. Head to the skill rating skill page to learn more. Okay, so let's check that out because I want to actually see skill rating advanced. This page will go into further detail about the breakdown of how skill rating is calculated and some of the variables of the system. Tournament score. TS is the measure of your efficiency in selecting high-performing players in a particular tournament. Only your top 11 players players' performance points during a tournament count towards your TS score, which is your tournament score. This means you do not have to heavily optimize your squad for a particular tournament. If players don't help your score, they don't hurt either. Okay, so it's up only. All your players will earn a tournament score. So players who finish 7th or 8th for the example can make a good contribution to your score. However, players that finish in the top 5 get boosted. The boost applied is after the base score the player got. First is 2x, second, blah, 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 blah. Here's an example of a tournament squad. So in Pepe, he finished first, he gets 2x, so he gets 400 tournament score points. Eligibility. As mentioned above, the system is calculated on the top 11 performances in your squad. To count towards TS, the player you own shares in must be active in your squad, have an active contract before their match, be held before they enter the pitch and actually play. Okay, any purchased player shares after kickoff are excluded. You should aim to have at least 5 contracted players in your squad. If you're below this threshold, you still receive tournament score, but it will be scaled down by half. Okay. Substitutions. There will be a dominant tactic during the beta of rotating trading players in the middle of your tournament. We want to retain the essence, but also adjust it so there's still more skill to your decisions and can't just be a brute force play method. You get 8 subs free per tournament, skill points, skill leaderboard. Each week a pool of skill points is distributed based on your weekly tournament score. The key rules are bottom 25% of users by the skill score are excluded. Okay, skill points is rewarded based on your tournament score of total eligible players, your gold commitment size, so it matters how much you purchase. If you hold larger amounts of shares, you earn more SP skill points for the picks than someone who had the same picks but with smaller size. You must have a minimum squad's value of 100 gold. Okay, skill points are a reward currency earned based on your performance. TS each week. They can be spent to promote players from the development pool to your main squad, thereby making them eligible for tournaments and tradable. Okay. Account rep. See, now this is a thing that kind of caught me off guard before, because I saw this protocol maybe last week. Somebody on X actually showed it, and I was just like, okay, this looks quite cool. And I logged in, and then it was just like, yeah, there was a bit of friction. Let's just call it that. And I was just like, you know what? I've got other things going on. The market was kicking off. I did leverage trade. I made a bit of money, and then I gave it back because that's what you do. Because it's not real money. Account reputation functions like XP in most games. It's a progression system that allows users to earn status and unlock higher ranks.
which come with exclusive perks and benefits. You can earn rep by connecting your social accounts, linking your wallet, completing objectives, trading, winning and staying active, contributing high quality content, being an engaged community member, winning challenges and events. We also plan to introduce manual rep rewards for standout contributions and positive community impact. The max level for rep is 50. So what's my one at the moment? I want to see how popular I am. So I'm at level 8. So yeah, it's a tough grind to get to 50. I've got a feeling. Yeah. Oh wait, let me see if any of my players have actually. It looks like I made a bit. I might be able to break even at some point. Yeah, Ekatike's up. Okay. Isak, the reason why the percentage here, sorry to digress, but the reason why the percentage here is so massive because Isak came out yesterday. I think they, yeah, like I said, release players every couple of days or maybe every day, and you can purchase them on the open market. What I noticed though is that Isak was there sitting at the bottom of the table, and he was like, it was at 0. I wasn't sure if I could maybe just buy up the shares at that point, or if it was just going to block me. I didn't have the opportunity because I was still trying to set up the account and move money on and whatnot. So I didn't get to experience that. Navigating, okay, that's that main page. Okay, so yeah, it's got a mobile app, squad page. Yeah, you could go through the rest yourself, I guess. But that's the sort of gist of it. So it's quite interesting. It's going to be an interesting season, especially with this. So some people like to bet on individual games where there's a lot of variables involved in how the game could go. It could be a draw. You could get a win. Blah blah blah. Last minute, someone scores a goal, you lose the bet. What I find interesting about this is that, and there's probably other protocols that do this as well. Is that you can actually just purchase players individually. So my intention is to build a squad. So these are my front 3. I'm going to go for a 3-4-3. So now I need 4 midfielders. So yeah, I'm going to try and put some more gold together. Somehow I'm going to, beg the wife for a loan or something and just be like, look, it's going to work out. Trust me, bro. And yeah, basically I'm just going to build a squad of 11 and take it from there. There's nothing actually stopping me from, selling a few shares of each of these players because, I've got quite a few shares of each. Gyökeres or Gyökeres or whatever his name is. It's an Arsenal player. I know. It's disgusting that I own him. How many have I got involved in? I've got 101 gold. So there's nothing stopping me from selling, for instance, 50 of these gold and then just purchasing 4 midfielders, 10 shares apiece. But I feel like if I'm going to build a squad, I want to have a decent share of the players that I believe in. Because you can purchase any player. There's I don't know if you guys have ever played Fantasy League or Fantasy Football or whatever, but you have an allocation that you can spend, and it affects the quality of the players that you have. Whereas with this, it's all about how much cash you got. So you can have the best midfield, the best strike force, the best defenders, and the best keeper. And at some point, hopefully, when this thing gains traction, you could reap the benefits of pretty substantial gains on your shares of the individual players, and I think that's the main selling point. I do like this because it gives me an advantage over the Americans who they don't know much about football. They'll call it soccer, which goes to show you that they don't know much about football. So it kind of gives me, as a European, as a British person, an advantage in inside know-how. And no, I won't be sharing it. Maybe I'll do it in my back room. Haha, see, that's a soft shield. So maybe I'll do that. So you also have contracts. So the contracts basically say that you hold the player for a specific amount of time. I believe it's locked in at 4 matches. So as you can see, Ekatike played yesterday. So he's got 3 matches remaining. What's this? You can also extend the contract, okay? So if you wanted to extend the contract, you'd have to pay 62 cents per match. So you can basically, that will cost me $3 per share per match. Okay, yeah, 3 matches remain the contract. Add more matches. Okay, so I'm not sure what happens after the contract finishes, which is something probably I'll have to read about. I should actually know that. Has it got anything about contracts here? No. Profile page, leaderboards, development, active squad, main page. Contracts, here we go. Okay, each player comes with 4 contracts by default. Shares that are in contract and rewards for you in tournaments. If your player's shares contracts expire to 0, the player will not be entered into the upcoming tournament for you and is not eligible to win you rewards. You can extend the contracts through your squad page or by purchasing shares as a player. Contracts can only get used if a player in your squad enters the pitch in real life. If they do not play, no contract is used. Okay, so this means that, let's see, each player comes with blah, blah. If your player's share contract is 0, the player will not be entered into the upcoming tournament for you. So that means that you wouldn't earn the skill points and the whatnot, but you still own the player's shares, so the value of the player's shares could go up, which means you could still earn, but it just means that it doesn't go towards your reputational skills or I want to go back here just for reference. It won't go towards your rep or your skill rating. So in order for you to earn skill rating and more rep over time, your player would need to be under contract. However, if you own the player and they're not under contract, you still get the increase in value for their gold. So like, yeah, as you can see here, so the gold rating will go up. So there's that. There's so much here, like, and I feel like it's a very, very cool protocol. Obviously, the variables in the fees is interesting because a player could surge all of a sudden, and like you're gonna have to take the hit on that 25%. They've also thought about the contracts. I mean, yeah, I'm quite impressed. Like, I'm actually this is the first time basically that I've actually looked into it. So it shows your holdings here and your performance over time. So it's got all these cool little functions and features that I'm liking it. So yeah, if you're into this sort of thing, if you're into football, and you watch the games every week and you like to play or gamble on other applications, then maybe check this out and build a squad and we can compete together. And it might be a weekly thing, like every Saturday, like you might see that I've added an additional player and whatnot. But I hope everyone's doing well. I was going to go over virtuals, but like yeah, it's gone 20 minutes. Virtuals, I'm not going to say it's cooked. I'm just saying that they're prioritizing developers over users, which makes sense because I believe that the user base is peaked. They haven't brought in any new users. The bots that are coming out, I don't want to speak ill of any of them. They've basically reduced the amount of allocation you get for the Genesis launches to 7%, which is 5x down. It used to be 35%, and that's to stop people jetting or like selling their tokens immediately. The system got gamed. The developers clearly weren't happy, and they blamed the users. There was also some drama with this Vader token. I was on the Spaces talking about it a little while ago. Basically, not downplaying it, but just saying why I wasn't bullish on it. And quite simply, it's because they had one person or a team in charge of it. And that team could decide whatever they wanted to do. And as you can see here, the price like sort of dumped 50% in one day. And the reason for that is because the staking contract, which was supposed to be immutable, basically wasn't. So the guy just, the developer or Vader or whoever it was, decided, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, and just unlocked all the tokens, gave them back to the users at a lower valuation, and said, we're going to work on something else, or we're going to pivot. So yeah, there's this, so there was drama with that as well. Quite a few substantial points I've got now. Sort of started to add up a bit. But at the same time, when you go to let's see, not the ACP. If you go to Genesis launches, you can see there's nothing here. Pledging, nothing. Upcoming, the next one is in 28 days, and it's not something that it's not something that anyone I believe is going to be interested in. I think a lot of the Genesis launches will come all of a sudden. So you just need to remain aware. There was also some drama due to the lack of, I don't know how to put it, due to just clarity in the documentation about how the Genesis was launched. People believed that it was capped at a certain amount of points or virgin points, or the amount of virtuals that could be applied, which wasn't the case. So that meant that even though you were only getting 7% of the original Genesis launch tokens, because it was uncapped, it would just dilute you even more. So your points are worth way less, 5x less. So yeah, there's that too. There's going to be a lot of not like FUD, but there's a few people and they'll say, oh, if you're not loyal, you don't deserve blah, blah. Well, it's got nothing to do with loyalty. I'm not going to go on a rant. Business is business, and virtuals, they're prioritizing their business, which is to get the best applications and devs onto their platform. By giving them a larger allocation of their own token, so they're printing free money, and they're not prioritizing users because the majority of users, I'm not talking about the known people, I'm talking about the majority. The majority of known users simply just sell the tokens, or they figured out how to game the system in one way or another. And two, I had a second point, but then I've gone blank because I went on that tangent. But yeah, it's just not working the way it was. And I'll continue to be there because I staked, you know, my 1,000 virtuals, my pittance, and we'll see where it goes from there. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm proud if you made it this far into the video, listen to my ramblings. I will put referrals or invites in for football.fun. I'm going to try and not say anything too much about the invites. There might be a bonus for anyone who signs up. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, yeah, just use the invite code, history. Yeah, you can see like what I've done, content, connected wallet, blah blah blah, and that's it. I hope everyone's doing well. I guess I'll speak to you soon, and hopefully you enjoyed the content. Please like and subscribe. I've got 147 subscribers. I'm proud of each and every one of them. But I would love to, you know, actually grow this channel out a bit more. Yes, and I guess I'll speak to you soon. Peace out.
And as usual, Obi is losing money. I understand none of you have made it to the end. The information often gets lost in translation, so I will break it down for you in 3 simple steps. It's a shame you could have just skipped to the end and had a much better understanding of how football.fun works and how you can profit. Step 1, buy players. Step 2, earn rewards. Step 3, build and repeat. It's that simple. My team and I are constantly spamming invite referrals to the site. In fact, the team of devs had to pause new entrants. A proud moment for us. We will be back. There is just simply too much money on the table. Why should you plebs have nice things? That's not how the world works. Like and subscribe for more alpha. Koli out.